Keymo Homefriends back at it. Another great episode we about to do today. I'm gonna have everyone introduce themselves. I do that with everyone.
Hi,
you can
everyone.
be blunt, or you can just, if you got something to promote, you got a business, do your thing.
Hi everyone, my name is BB Fox on Instagram. Check me out.
It's your boy Echo, Young Problem. Check me out on Instagram on the Echo 954.
Go ahead, Sandra. Who are you?
Hey, I'm Sandra.
Okay.
I'm Trina, aka Trina Bean.
Alright. We're gonna start off like this, guys. Relationship breakups. The effects it has on individuals. When you're in a relationship, like, you don't expect to break up with a person you've been with for a long period of time, but the effects it has on you, as far as kids, mental, I don't want to say mental abuse, but emotional trauma from that. You know what I'm saying?
Emotionally, what I experienced was a lot of crying, because what I found was that I carried a lot of emotion in my body, and I didn't realize how much was in there. In our hips, as females, we carry energy in our hips, right? So with the latest, the most traumatic breakup I had, it was a lot of crying to resolve that. But on the mental aspect of it, it was good, because it showed me how strong I was and how resilient I was naturally, without even forcing it. But on the other side of it, the male, it really showed me the nature of a man, and that men really do take their family strong and seriously. So when they are sensitive ladies. That's one thing I had to learn, that men are.
What's his sign?
He was Aries.
Aries.
He was an Aries.
He was sensitive because of the breakup, because of the kids involved.
Yeah, he lost his family.
So you ended up
sensitive.
assuming?
Mm-hmm.
What was the reason for you ending it?
He was not protective. He wasn't stepping up to the plate, and honestly, larger than that, it was spiritual. I'm very connected. So it was just time. And I told him that, but it was so deep. The English language doesn't allow us to express things that we need to express on such a deep level, So when you tell someone, oh, I love you, but I'm not supposed to be here, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? And that's something, a connection that each one of us has that you can't explain. When you say I can't explain it, it's because the language that we were taught doesn't allow for us to express.
How old is the kid involved?
He's 5 and he's only one. It's only one child. So
he was okay with it?
Now we reached a point where he sees that I'm not trying to hurt you. I thought about this for years. This wasn't like, oh, tomorrow I'm just gonna leave. This was a thought out process, type of thing. Consider your feelings, consider his feelings, child's feelings. How is this gonna affect XYZ?
So my question is, you said something about he wasn't a protector. So what do you mean by that?
Allowing certain spirits and individuals to come in the household, especially after having a child, it's supposed to be more protective. So at some point, women, we try to tread carefully, and we try not to be that, stereotypical girl, like I'm not trying to tell you what to do. However, it's our job naturally to create a home. So when I'm trying to create a home, but you aren't receptive to it, you're gonna think that I'm trying to boss you around.
Is he younger than you?
He was a year younger than me.
Okay. Sometimes maturity with guys,
Exactly.
don't to the concept, the value of home. Mine's a little bit different though. I think I don't think I had a structure for family growing up. Sometimes you see people become what they went through. I think I was the opposite. I thought because I didn't have that structure, mom, dad, that I wanted it so much more, that I held it to a higher standard. So for my situation, 10 plus years, you know, had a child prior to the relationship. I only had one big breakup, to be honest with you. And for me, it was the family, you know, and a breakup is like a funeral. It's a death.
Exactly.
It really is. Like,
I know
for
you're the
me,
first person I heard say that, and you had
it is, like, I got
something
chills just saying that. It really is. Like, I sit at the table and eat dinner with my kids and my family, and I take pride in, like, this is like I wear like this armor on my chest. Like, this is my shit, you know? Because I didn't have that growing up. So I had this big value of this is my home, and for me, it was death. And I lost my mom 4 years ago, 2020. And I remember the process of her from breast cancer. My now 17-year-old, I think she was 17. So she was what? 13 right at the time. When my mom was dying, she came to me in my room. She goes, Mom, you know, I don't want grandma to die, but if she died, I don't want you to be like 2016. I said, what happened in 2016? She said, when my dad died, I thought I was going to lose you. When my dad left, that's how depressed I was. That's how, like, it was literally, because that's all I knew. Let me give an example on that as well. I had a flat tire, phone dead. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, shit, I only know 1 or 2 numbers by heart, and that's my ex, and I can't even call him because I'm not with him. Like, that was my everything.
Technically, you can call him because he would have came.
It was the breakup was so traumatic at that point. It was something that I couldn't call. You understand? So even with my kids, they mourned with me. You know, I literally had mourned. Like so you thought someone died. Like, I had a big closet. I lived in my closet for a while.
But that's what it is. All that crying that the body was releasing, it was a death, like you said.
It really is.
Death of a relationship or death of a union.
That's only sometimes people value. Because I didn't have a ring, but you might say I had a, to me it was.
It was. I didn't have
sometimes
a ring, but it
time,
was.
let me explain. Time
10 plus
is way
years
more
it
was.
No, I actually, let me talk. Okay, the thing is, when you're in a relationship with somebody, not just sexually active, but you're actually you're exchanging energies in more than one way. You gain soul ties, and then when that person exchanged that same energy with somebody else, they just broke your soul tie.
True, but for me, I think it was not more of the cheating. It was just that you broke this family. You disappointed not just myself, but the children. You understand? Like, hey, and sometimes people say you shouldn't stay for the kids. I'm no disrespect. I'm old school fashion. Listen, because we decided together we're going to have this child, because we could have aborted this child. You have options, right? I'm in agreement that we're going to work together for the best interest of our kids, right? And I think I learned in my new relationship now that you have to be happy within your spouse. Because back then, honestly, I felt as if we got a kid together, we got to make this shit work. You understand? We gotta make this shit work. Yeah. We gotta do certain things. We gotta move a certain way. The kids have to see us because we gotta protect and have. They need this together. This means a lot to them. And for me, it meant a lot for me.
You know what's crazy? My ex. You know my ex. She tells me all the time now. She wish she would have never left. All the time she tells me she wish she would have never left. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know why you're laughing. But that's real life, because sometimes keeping the family together, they don't understand. I'm not saying all women. Sometimes a woman might make that decision and it's not the right one. I'm not saying everyone makes the right choice, but sometimes you may be listening to someone else, taking advice from the wrong person.
But God. I'll tell you why I say but God. God knew I didn't need that relationship anymore. Sometimes even though you have this belief or you felt this way that it's supposed to be, it's not always supposed to be that way. And God took me from that relationship because you know why? He knew that my thought process was, you know what? Make this work. But I'm going to tell you now, spiritually, the man I'm with now has helped me, my relationship close to God than the one I had before. The other one was more of a, I'm not saying he was an atheist, I'm not going to say that, but it was directing me a different direction. You understand?
Not right for your spirit.
And I didn't know that. Because I was like, you know what? I don't lay down. I already had one baby daddy already. Second baby daddy, Sandra. Tighten up. You know, we're raising these girls together. We did an amazing job. I would never take that from him. He was an amazing father. We did I pat my shoulder. We did a great job raising those two girls.
I want to mention on what you said about people think you automatically was listening to someone else. In my case, I wasn't listening to anyone else. I didn't speak about it to anyone. I mean, no friend, no nothing.
That's a good thing to learn firsthand. It takes you a while to learn that.
I'm just that person. I've been that person since ever. I've always been the person in the hallways walking by myself. But I've just been able to process things by myself, so I did not listen to outside people. It was a spiritual thing, and the straw that broke the camel's back was looking at my son saying, I am so broken and I can't go down this path anymore because I need to be here for this child. So I want to offer that thought process that there's other avenues. It's not always just one situation.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it's not meant to be, but at least you tried. That's my thing. You know what? Before you walk away, put the effort in.
Okay. What about you, Katrina? We're not gonna let you.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, I was talking so.
Okay.
What was the question? I'm just
Break.
I experienced a breakup with my last relationship.
We both had to breathe, huh?
I don't really want to speak too much on it, but
Cranberry.
it tore me apart only because this is somebody that I thought really loved and cared about me and my kids. And to see the outcome, I'm still experiencing this heartbreak because I still have my dark moments. I still cry about it because this is somebody that I actually loved and care about. Somebody that did everything that I wanted in a man to do for me and my kids.
I want that Bruce a little bit. Just a little bit.
Nah, it's too crazy.
A little bit, just a little bit. You gotta go into depth, so just a little bit.
Man, you about to have these people on here crying for her.
Listen,
That
a little bit.
This is somebody. Okay. This is somebody that I seen in a person that I thought I want to spend the rest of my life with. He did everything that I wanted in a man.
Let me give you a pause for a second.
My kids.
This is my best friend, y'all. And I'm gonna give you a disclaimer first. The reason why I say this, even my kids said, Mom, Trina is posting a man on social media.
For real,
my daughter called me, say, Mom, you see Trina got she is a very private person, and she's been her whole entire life, and someone actually made her feel comfortable after all these years to embrace him. So let's put that disclaimer first. That my daughter.
She showed you the video she had to do jumping around with her kids?
Listen, this is my best friend.
I know, I'm just saying.
So my daughter had to call me and say, Mom, Trina gotta post a man on social media. I said, I know, Ray. It's not her business, though. So this means
head over here. I swear.
Head over here. Something different she never experienced.
So how did it,
go down?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. It went left because he was this insecure person. Of course, look at me. Look how I carry myself. So I always tell people, when I date somebody, I can't control how I carry myself. And I can't control who's attractive to me. So if you can't deal with an attractive person, then don't be with that person, because I can't keep defending myself by letting you know, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that.
Reassuring you that there's nothing out here that I want besides you.
That's exactly.
Right, because I'm exposing you to everybody. I'm posting on my social media, we're going everywhere together, something I never did in public. Never.
How old are you? She's in her 30s.
39.
Late.
Proud.
It's never publicly dated someone like that. Go ahead.
So, long story short, Martin Luther King Day, we decided to go hang out at the park. We just having a good time, spending time with the kids. We decided to leave the park. We get a phone call to go celebrate, one of his little niece's birthday. So as we, ride on a golf cart, we pull up to his mom's house. A female pull up. This female already knew about us. He had her thinking that we was married. I didn't know he had us thinking that. Had her thinking that. But he had her thinking that we was married or whatever. So she jumped out the car. He already done walked in the yard. I'm getting off the golf cart. And she's like, oh, y'all still together? I'm like, yeah, why? What's up? She going back and forth talking about, oh, he said y'all weren't together no more. And then she comes out and say, oh, I'm pregnant from him. I'm like, what? So he comes out, he hear the commotion going on, whatever. I'm not a drama person, so I'm not going back and forth with you. Now, when he comes out, I'm communicating with him. She's trying to argue. I'm not arguing with you because I don't owe you anything. So I'm, talking to him, trying to figure out what's going on here. Next thing you know, they going back and forth. She showed me text messages of a pregnancy test, all this crazy, whatever. And his mom come out. I'm like, you know what? At this point, just take me back to my car because I don't have time for this back and forth. So he refused to let me go. He's holding me, telling his mom she ain't going nowhere. The girl ended up pulling off or whatever. I finally was able to get away because his dad put him back to let me go. I go to my car. Now I'm taking different routes to get home because at this point I didn't want him to try to follow me because he knew where my car was parked at. I go home to go change so I come back out. So I go home, I change, I leave. Next thing you know, I come back home later on that night, me and my kids come home, water coming from my garage, water everywhere. Open the door, whole house flooded. Remind you, I don't even know how it happened. I still hear water running from the kitchen sink. So me and my kids scared to go in the house because it's dark. So the neighbor living next door to me, he's a police officer, so he have cameras. So I was like, can you go back on your camera? Cause matter of fact, he was telling me that he came to knock on my door to let me know because I had a door cam. But I never was alerted. But I didn't get alerted because my Wi-Fi box was sitting on my floor. It got wet. So I never got the alert. So as I'm going through my camera, I'm going back through to see if I see him come to my door to let me know, but I don't see nothing. But I end up seeing my ex-boyfriend walking in my yard.
He was a boyfriend at the time, though.
He was my boyfriend at the time, walking in my yard. I didn't let the guy know what I was looking at because I'm shocked. So he walking in my yard. Remind you, I left the house like 5:23 on my camera. He walking in the yard like 5:27. He didn't pull up in the yard. He walked to my backyard, came down 20 minutes later, and he had a bag in his hand. Next thing you know, as I'm looking at the camera, I'm like, he had to do this. Cause remind you, he's a plumber. So when the fire department come, whatever, because I smelled smoke. Fire department come, they turn all the breakers off. They go in the house. They end up turning off the water thing. They was telling me that all the water was coming from under the sink. Whole time this man snatched the
broke into the house.
He broke into the house. He never had no key. Well, he had a key, but I took it because we got into it before recently. Before that, he took the key. I took the key back from him, so he never had no. But I think when I took the key from him, he gave his own self access, meaning leaving the window cracked. So if he ever wanted to get in, he had a way to get in my house. And that's what it was, because when the police came, they said it was no forced entry. But my window and blinds was wide open. The back was what it did area. So he was able to get in. Next thing you know, a couple days later, I talked to him. Me thinking that, when you screen record,
while on the phone.
While I'm on FaceTime with him, screen recording the conversation because he's giving me a confession. And I told him, I work things out with you. If you can confess to me that you did it the whole time, he's confessing.
She calls me. I'm like, babes, if you were on the phone, the audio doesn't work.
Yeah, the audio doesn't work. So I couldn't.
Yeah, by law.
No. when you screen recording somebody talking, you can't hear it.
Why you on
FaceTime?
Oh yeah, I got you.
So that was a waste of time. Long story short,
It ain't done.
that happened. A couple weeks later, I'm on the phone with him. On the phone with him. I'm in the bathroom getting ready to go out. It's like 10 o'clock at night, getting ready to go out. Next thing you know, I hear a dog bark in the background while I'm on the phone with him. I hear it in my background, but I hear it in his background too. I'm like, you by my house? He told me, no, I'm not by your house. I said, where you at there? I'm at a park. I said, so why I hear the same bark you know, in your background that I hear in mine? He was talking about, it sounded like he was running, but at that point I got scared. Because I'm like, you know, why you at my house? Like, I'm on the phone with you. But the whole time, he was outside across the street. So I'm looking at my door camera, I see a body across the street standing behind a tree. So while he's standing behind the tree, the next day, well, first I called his dad. His dad said he claimed that he's not in the area. So the next morning, my daughter had to go somewhere. Got up early in the morning, get in the car, crank up my car, the tire pressure low. I go outside the car, look at my tire, slices in my tire.
Let me get this disclaimer. So you're probably saying, oh my God, after what he did, why is she talking to himself?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Trina is a combative person.
Yeah.
So she felt as if, you know what, I'm done with him. He's scaring me. But if I don't date him but keep him at a distance, maybe I can control the situation. And that's why she still kept some contact with him, thinking, you know what, I can probably control this because at this point he's scared me. He broke into my house while I wasn't home. She missed the part. He flooded my house and tried to burn my house down, but it wasn't successful. He put something on the stove and it didn't burn down. So now I'm more nervous. I think if I put a restraining order on him, if I do this, it's going to come back harder. So all I have to do is just keep him from a distance, right? Mm-hmm. Don't talk to him all the time. Hear this and that of him, and I can control it. And I'm the friend saying, babe, this is not it. But
yeah, because me and her had a conversation in the car for hours.
And I'm like, this is not it.
In front of her house.
You gotta let him go.
What was the last straw? What was the last straw?
So I'm gonna, because she probably skipped this before she goes to her last one. So she sends me a screenshot of the girl, the one who said she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. It said she went on social media and posted a picture of him and her together. Mm-hmm. And
he posted a picture of him in the
He didn't post.
She did.
The girl did.
She was, I met this guy. He lied to me. He has a wife. Now she knew about her already, but she wanted the public to embarrass both of them, right?
Yeah.
And what she's not understanding is this man, whenever you show out in public, it's worse for her. So now she's even more like, you know what, I'm done with him. So now she's like, oh well, damn. If she sees his pictures on social media, she's definitely not taking me back. Mm-hmm. So now he's like more on her because when the other girl shows out, right? Now, I'm going to say the background. This man was an amazing stepfather to her children. You know, play dates, being, you know, taking them out, picking them. He was an amazing father figure.
He did everything.
He was love bombing her. That's the perfect word. Oh, be careful who niggas who love bomb you.
No, don't do that.
Sometimes. He love bomb her.
We're not going to let you just skip that one.
No. You got to pause right there.
He love bombed her.
Don't do that.
Some guys love bombing because they really
for real.
He really did love her, but he...
But control that. That's no excuse for that.
I just think he's bipolar.
Being acting all of that.
He did all of these things.
That is a cycle.
I think.
we call that a sucker attack.
I think he was.
Excuse me, sir. The story is not done.
The problem, the point, the fact that it isn't even done.
It's scary as hell.
We're tired.
And I'm like, Trina, put a restraining order on him. Do this. She's like, no, Sandra, I don't want him to show out.
Right.
Because again, she just wants the peace. Then you know what? If I just pick up the phone here and there, he'll be okay.
But how many women deal with that every day?
A lot of women.
And then, lucky for her, she's still here. A lot of women are not here because of that same situation because they
and that's
play
what scared
that.
me too. Cause he used to tell me, you know, people will tell you I love you to death, but his type of when he was saying it scared me because I'm like, don't love me to death. Because you make me feel like, you know.
Why you can't have me, nobody.
Nobody.
You know what's so crazy?
You gonna take me out, you gonna take yourself out.
I'm never the person, because my last relationship, prior to when I was in, I'm not a fan of shared location. I don't need to know where you at all the time. I need to have that trust value. You say you're there. I don't have to see where you at all the time. And my ex asked me one time to share. I'm like, no, I don't want to know where you at all the time. I don't care for that. I don't need that much. I don't need that, right? But and one day she made a comment to me, and I was like, I said, can we share locations? I've never asked any of my friends. I'm like, can we share locations?
You can't trust me. We don't need it.
Something she said to me, I don't remember what it was. I sent my from my house. I said, can we share locations? I need to know where you at all times. That's how bad I was like creeped out from it. So go ahead to your story.
Yeah, what made you like, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore?
When the girl started posting the pictures on social media.
So
it was embarrassment to me.
Because you're already secretive and that.
Right. Everybody seen me.
Right.
Everybody already seen that I
brought him. So he was messing with her and he still was.
I'm an unknown person. You know what I'm saying? So for me to be a known person.
He did that because he was really just. Because you have to understand, to know Trina is that she's very popular, right? So she has a lot of male figures, cousins, all around.
Why be jealous when you're doing?
He was doing that at first. So when he had his insecurities, they like, you know what? Maybe she's talking to somebody else. So you know what? Let me do me, right? In the background. But it's even more scarier because it's like you showing me so much affection and love, and how you have time, and then you take
to entertain somebody.
Taking pictures with her too. Right. It's one thing to have a side chick on the side, but y'all take it. Listen, niggas. Let me go to the camera. Where the camera at? If you have a side woman on the side, be very respectful of it. Women, men, whoever you are, taking pictures with her, it's overboard.
Yeah, because women's getting their feelings. Yeah, they'll tell you, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Fuck him, go back home. I'm not condoning cheating. It's not a good thing.
Oh, if I can't have
but you're doing too much, right? So the fact that she had multiple pictures, matter of fact, she was so disgusting with it, she made her Facebook profile, him and her.
And she made her page
after you knew,
so I can go back.
And then she goes like people.
So I can be able to go look.
People in her comment was like, "One of your pages is private. She won't be able to see it." She's okay. I'll go public. After you knew he had a girlfriend, you were trying to publicly embarrass her as well.
This is the thing though. When it comes to the whole baby mama, baby daddy thing.
No kids involved.
No, I know not with her.
Okay.
But the one that's pregnant.
She wasn't pregnant first. She was lying.
She wasn't even pregnant for her.
She was lying. Yeah. It was a show.
Oh yeah, you could do it. Too crazy individual. Oh
she
man.
Was never pregnant.
That's some Jerry
I guess
Springer.
You did.
But you ain't hear the story yet. Proceed.
We still haven't heard the story yet?
You ain't hear the story yet.
Okay, so I need to go out of town to a wedding. The day before the wedding, when I get into town, you know, the groom, he want to go hang out at the strip club. It's a bunch of people. We, all go at the strip club. So I decided to post
the wedding parties all hanging out together.
Yeah, I decided to post it on social media. So, remind you, I already had him off my social media. But I guess somebody told him I was hanging out or something. And he called me one night when we got back to the Airbnb. We talking, having a conversation. I'm talking to him regular, having a whole conversation with him. And next thing you know, he was like, show me your room that you're sleeping in. I'm like, why? So I'm like, the person in the room, they sleep, so I'm not finna, do all that. I already got you on FaceTime. Like, I've been talking to you all this time.
My friends are sleeping. I'm not finna sit here and post my friends sleeping, probably half naked. Girls, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So, he got mad. I don't want to say this part, what he did that night. I'm gonna leave that out, but the next morning, I hung up on him. I blocked his calls because he did something that just...
Out of the norm.
Yeah, that just threw me completely out. So I blocked his call. I woke up to 200 and something missed calls from him. After blocking his number. The day of the wedding, I get up early in the morning. I finally answered for him. No, I got a text message from somebody's phone number that says, save your kids.